All right, hey guys, Jerry from Showtime Audio. Just wanted to show you our newest project, this gorgeous 03 LS430. It's in immaculate condition. The client just got it. The car actually has an emotional tie. It originally belonged to his grandmother, and now he owns it. The car is pristine, but the stereo is not. I mean, obviously the technology is super antiquated, and the client wants a better user interface and a better sound overall. But he wants to keep it looking as factory as possible. Obviously, there are some things we're gonna have to change in order to upgrade the technology in this vehicle, but we're gonna do it in a way that everything that we do is, again, like always, reversible. Project and wanted to show you. So this is the original tweeter middler combo. So the way it works is that this butts up to this grill in the dashboard, and the tweeter funnels the sound through this coupled little device that they built, and then the middler comes out of this slight gap that's above here. Not an ideal situation, and these things are basically impossible to get out. I mean, it's just, well, obviously not impossible, we got it, but you have to remove the entire dash just to remove them properly, right? So what Hondo did instead is modify the grill, and now the tweeter's mounted to the grill, and this will lock into the dash, snap in, and now we have a much bigger tweeter that will help us get much more sound out of the top dash of the vehicle. So he also went as far as using the stock plug. So the nice thing is you can route this, plug it in. If we ever need to service the tweeter, we can literally unplug it, remove it, service the tweeter, drop it back in, and plug it back in. So again, keeping with our making everything serviceable and as factory as possible. All right, the other thing we want to talk about is the suspension on the speaker. So as you can see, these are the original speakers. Now, they sound like they're blown. And what it is it's that this foam surround, if you can see, has separated all the way around. I mean, literally there's nowhere it's connected. And if I tap on it, you can hear it banging against the voice coil. So what it is this foam surround acts as a suspension, which keeps the speaker linear in the gap, not allowing it to make that noise. So it keeps it straight, and that's how you get all your sound coming out of it. But if your suspension is gone, it's almost like in a car, if you hit a pothole and you have bad suspension, you hear everything rattling. Very similar. So that's one of the problems with these older vehicles that use these foam surrounds. After time, they degrade. I mean, it is a 20-year-old speaker, so obviously something's got to give. These are the rear speakers, so same thing. It has this is in essence a coaxial. It's components, but it's in like a coaxial, so it's in one frame. There's the tweeter, and this is the mid-bass driver. Now the problem, same thing. If you see, it's started to shred, and as the speaker plays, eventually it will completely separate the same way that this one did. So we're gonna be upgrading these to traditional coaxials with a 6.5-inch woofer and the tweeter in the center. And on the front, we're running components. So we're running a 6.5-inch mid-bass driver and a tweeter in the dash. So this will be a huge upgrade over the factory and will last for another 20 years. So we are going to be doing a sealed forward enclosure. So what that means is that we build a tunnel, in this case, a really insane looking tunnel. This meets up with all the ridges in the vehicle and basically seals the enclosure to the car. The car has a ski chute, so what we do is we remove the ski chute, and now the enclosure fires directly through that ski chute. What that does is it allows all the bass to get in the vehicle. On a lot of these older cars and the higher end cars, they were built like tanks. So the trunk is just super sealed. So you can put a big system in the trunk and not get any bass in the vehicle. So what we do is, by doing this, we force all the bass to get funneled into the cabin. It eliminates trunk rattle. It gives you all the bass you paid for, and it just sounds a lot better. You can open the trunk and still play the system. And then also we panel it off so it looks like it came with the vehicle. We'll show you that a little bit later. But just wanted to show you the amount of work that goes into doing it this way. So it's a ton of work, but the outcome is amazing. Now, the other challenge is this vehicle has a hump down here. So he built this bridge to go over the hump so it'll slide in. And then when we panel it off, it'll literally look like it came with the vehicle. All right, hey guys, just wanted to show you the final walkthrough on this beautiful Lexus LS430. We did a full stereo upgrade as well as radio itself, the infotainment unit. So want to show you the trunk real quick. All right, so back here, car looks basically stock. So what we did is we built a subwoofer box that's sealed forward, so it funnels the bass through the armrest. We'll show you that in a minute. And then we made this board so that it just kind of looks like the trunk ends there. It's kind of like the way the factory seat would have like a piece of cardboard or carpeted on the back. And then the amplifier actually lives here. So Hondo made a custom bracket and mounted our 5-channel amplifier in this spot. And so obviously it looks like nothing's done to the vehicle, right? This thing rocks. I mean, and the nice thing is because it's sealed forward, the car doesn't rattle a bit. All that bass is funneled into the cabin, so you're not losing or creating any vibration in the trunk itself. This car originally had a rear deck sub, but there's only so much bass that we can get out of this without causing all kinds of vibrations. So this is just a much better option, and it allows all the bass to enter into the cabin. And then as far as the deck goes, so on this particular vehicle, you can't, because it had navigation, you can't swap it out because the navigation is actually the climate control and all the functions of the vehicle. But what we are able to do is they sell a kit that allows us to put in a double din down here. But rather than do a double din, we did this Alpine Halo 11-inch. I mean, it just looks amazing. And it gives you Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Obviously, it's all touchscreen. Wireless, and you still retain all the functionality of the climate controls and all the original car functions, but you now have, you know, all your radio, everything is right here on screen, touch screen, large icons. I mean, just amazing. And it still looks good in the vehicle. It doesn't look, I mean, it is the largest screen you can get in an Alpine. This is the Halo, the 11-inch. They do have a 9, and we also could have did a 7, but the client wanted the biggest screen possible for the vehicle. This particular case, I mean, it is a Halo, so it does block the vents a little bit, but you still, you know, you still have use of the vents. Now the unit does move. We can technically move it up higher, which will completely block the vents, and we can move it lower, except it's a really close, it would be really close to the shifter. So the client decided that this was a good spot for it. He was willing to sacrifice a little bit of the vents to get a much bigger screen and have obviously much more convenience. So you are giving up a little bit of the center vents, but you gain all the convenience of this large touchscreen right in front of you.